Hello! Welcome to the channel, dear friends. This is your host, Maverick here, and today we are watching episode 1 of Assault-Lily Bouquet. So, as I typically like to do at the start of a new series, or hopefully the start of a new series, is give a quick rundown of what you can expect from my videos from my channel, just in case there are some new friends here for the first time. So typically I like to structure my video into 3 different parts, so at the beginning I will have an introduction or a recap of the previous episode. In the middle portion will be my blind reactions, and then finally at the very end of every video I will have my musings section, which is where I go a little bit deeper into the various concepts or mechanics that are brought up within the episode, within the anime, any sort of references there are, and basically trying to do some theory crafting, some predictions as to how the story will go on, and also, of course, what I liked or what I didn't like about this particular episode. So I aim to give just a little bit more content than just your usual hype reactions, right? But they'll all be timestamped down below, so you can just choose to watch whichever part that you want. So, with that being said, since this is the first episode, let's do a little bit of an introduction, right? Especially, what exactly is this series? And for some of my older viewers, you might be thinking, hey, Maverick, why are you watching such a relatively obscure series? Even though you might know that I do like the cute girls doing cool things genre. So basically, this franchise I knew of through one of its main voice actresses, Nishimoto Rimi, who is also the bassist of Poppin' Party from the Bandery franchise. Poppin' Party is my favorite band from that franchise, so I do follow the voice actresses and whatnot because there is this real life linkage. And because I follow Rimi's Twitter, I knew of this franchise, and I took a look at it, and hey, it seems pretty cool, right? So this is a mixed media franchise, which means that it starts out with so basically the whole aim of this franchise is to be unified under one single concept, a unified concept, the same world setting, same characters and whatnot, and then have various different variations of the media that it can have. It be adapted into manga, be adapted into light novels, into anime, potentially games. I do believe that this started out as an action figure series. That was the first media that they delved in. And then since the parent company is Bushiroad, I'm assuming also like trading cards and whatnot, and of course mobile games down the road. So that is what it actually is. The setting of it seems to be modern, with a mix of sci-fi and fantasy added into it. So using magic, but using high-tech weaponry as well. I haven't really delved into the series because I like to keep things fresh, and so yeah, I will be looking at this for the first time and seeing all the concepts and whatnot, and seeing if it interests me. Now, the anime itself, typically with these mixed media franchises, a big concern is whether or not the anime can be good, because a lot of times it's just an afterthought in order to get you to get into the franchise and buy some of their other merchandise. Well, that is a absolutely valid concern. With that being said, though, this is being done by Shaft, and I've never been disappointed by a Shaft anime before, so we'll have to see about that, right? And then, of course, also, I'm not familiar with the director for this anime, but the sound director, though, Kameyama-san, he is absolutely legit. Like, his work in Sangatsu no Lion, I absolutely love. He's the sound director of Bandery as well, the Bandery anime, which is also brilliant. And then, of course, some other famous works he did is such as Mahou Shoujo Lyrical Nanoha, right? That's also a franchise that's very famous for its sound designs and songs. So, at the very least, I'm expecting to have some pretty dope music coming out from this series. Now, whether or not the center of it itself is going to be fun, well, we shall see. I do like this genre, but I do hope it's not just an excuse to show some ecchi or whatnot. I like it, but you can't overdo it, right? And I do hope that they can at least concentrate a bit on the world mechanics, and basically if we can get some cool weaponry, we can get some cool magic going around, I will be very pleased. So with that being said, let's just jump to it and see if it is any good or not. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And by the way, the video there and the timer is mostly so that you guys can sync your own copy with me. You're not supposed to be just watching it from my video. Alright? Okay. Already, first impression. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. I mean, absolutely. This is Shaft to a T. Oh. And then we get into... Oh, I do believe Razor Sulin are doing the opening song. Right? Razor Sulin of Bandori franchise as well. Yeah, it's the very familiar electronic-inspired rock. Bandori fans will know what I'm talking about. Well, Razor Sulin always have bangers, so I'm not surprised that this is a good opening. You know, honestly, I'm pretty impressed already just looking at the opening. Like, this looks pretty good. I feel like the still animations need some, the still frames need some work though. Like, the character design is definitely much better, just in... How should I say it? When I say posters or whatnot. Or just images, still images. Oh, hold on. Lily, right? Is it Lily or Lily? Okay. That's one of those which has a mix. Oh, okay. A lily. Okay. Oh, hey, I'm glad you mentioned that, Rudy. You were born to be a lily. I believe a lily is the sort of magical girls. Ah, there we go. Now the huge, though, that's definitely kind of a stupid name. That's a huge... Oh my god. What are you gonna say when it's a big huge? Like, it's a huge? I definitely feel like, yeah, you know, the background art is actually really good. To be honest, you know, looking at the fundamentals right now, the thing that kind of sticks out a little bit is actually the characters themselves. But so far, it seems pretty good. Alright, so another ditzy main character. Well, as with many Mahou Shoujo works. I mean, I guess technically they aren't Maho Shoujos. They're not. Are they magical girls? I'm not. Okay. Goki Genyo. Kaede. Riri. Hey, she gets it. Ah, you were destined to be a lily. Do you end up? Are you supposed to be carrying your weapons with you? Well, I guess everybody is. They're carrying it like it's a violin or something. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're definitely going for all the tropes right now, right? Well, hello, Fumi. I do believe this one is being voiced by Rimi, the voice actress I was saying at the beginning. Oh, hey! So you two are the same. Okay. So how exactly are they? I guess this is the magic portion of it. Is that supposed to be a... Oh, I thought that was a gun! It's an axe? Hmm? Okay, we got, like, way too many people appearing. Alright, it's turning into a farce now. Alright, when is the teacher gonna come out? Oh, well, saved by the bell. Ah, here's the teacher. Or no. Is that a teacher? They just got here! Oh, okay. So I guess basically this is a classic let the main character shine. You know, show her hidden potential, that kind of thing. Yeah, like I said, a time for her to shine. Are you sure this is the same girl that you saw before? Hmm. What? Okay, it's abandoned. Huh. Well, I gotta say, these huge are pretty stupid then. You literally have every... But, okay. Just roll with it. It's the world setting, right? Okay, so what are these huge supposed to look like? Oh, there we are. Okay. You look like a Pokemon. Hmm? Then why did you... Your magic is flowing into your charm for your ring. Okay. Magic. Hmm. You know, I gotta say, the action scenes aren't bad at all. Woo! And so what? That's sort of like a spear, I guess. Oh, she saw through that? Oh, nice. Why is Yuri able to look through that? I don't think that has to do with your eyesight, girl. So I can't. Alright, so it seems that all of their weapons are, hybrids. So they're a melee weapon and a ranged weapon at the same time. Oh, here you go. Like I said, first episode. It's for the main character to show off. Or at least show her potential, right? What are you asking from a newbie? Okay, it's a simper. Why do I feel like really is a lot younger here? I thought like this is something that happened 10 years ago or something. Yeah, she's grew a lot in 2 years. Lily has. So let me guess. Did you maybe lost her partner, lost her friends, something like that? That kind of story? She's dead. You asked. Oh, okay. So, you're the teacher, researcher here? Something like that? Okay, so she changed her object of affection. She's like. Okay. That's kind of fun. Hmm? Yeah, where was... I think even in the news, there wasn't any mention of her, right? Oh, wait. They're still here. Huh. And here I was thinking that she changed because she went through some stuff. Alright. This is the first episode, so I will be taking a look at the ending. This is the first time. Yeah, this is a pretty good bop as well. I believe this one is, the ending song is sang by the voice actresses, the main voice actresses. Okay. So obviously with this kind of series, you would expect some Yuri stuff. At least some light Yuri stuff. No, but seriously, I feel like the still images, the characters, I liked the character design during the still images a lot more. Using rings as one of the, main constructs of abilities and whatnot. But in any case, that's it for this first episode. And stay tuned for the musing section right after this. Alrighty, so that was the first episode of Assault Lily Bouquet, and let me get my verdict out the way right now, and that is, I like it. It's actually exceeded my expectations. Now, granted, my expectations weren't really that high in the first place, considering, all the different reasons I had about, worrying about this particular anime, of it being a mixed media franchise, and, how these things typically get done as an afterthought. But looking through it, it generally has some pretty good stuff going for it, right? So let's go for the Actually, let's go for the cons first, because there's plenty of that as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be saying like this series is a masterpiece or anything like that. No. The character setting is definitely really generic. In fact, it's very reminiscent of a lot of other series as well, and even some Shaft works itself as well. I'm sure something that probably sprang to everybody's mind is Madoka Magica, which is, by the way, one of my favorite anime series of all time. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with reusing character archetypes or stereotypes as long as they can do something interesting with it, right? Because, come on, there's only so many original ideas that can come out, and clearly Assault Lily is not trying to be one of those series, right? It's using a tried and true format with archetypes that people love because it wants to sell the merchandise it wants to sell to girls, right? So I don't particularly have a problem with that. If you're looking for an entirely original concept, I don't think this is the series that you should be watching. But are they able to repackage it into something enjoyable? That is what we should be looking at here. So the characters themselves, and I did not like how they introduced so many characters in the first episode. I feel like that was kind of overwhelming, and really, who can remember all these names, right? We got Yuri, we got Riri, we got Kaide, and I guess maybe Frofumi in there, and that's basically it. I really can't remember the others, which I'm sure we'll get to moving forwards. Beyond the characters, the story of the first episode, once again, pretty cliche, pretty generic first episode. You gotta have the situation rise up so that the main character can, especially for a more, the sort of useless archetype of main character. Although, honestly, I guess maybe not useless. We can't really say she's useless here, right? In fact, she is sort of like a hidden genius. So that's kind of different already from, for instance, Madoka Magica. She does have the similar, very timid, very, lack of self-confidence, that kind of personality, and a little bit of a ditzy airhead as well. But we already see the potential that she has in regards to her fighting abilities and whatnot. So, the first episode is really just a sort of showcase to tell everyone, hey, this main character actually has something going for her. Don't lose hope on her yet, right? So, the story and the character settings and whatnot, kind of meh. But beyond that, though, I do like what I see, especially in regards to the fights and whatnot. So going into this, I thought that maybe the biggest weakness that this anime would have would be in the animation. Because even though it is made by Shaft and they haven't disappointed me before, typically that is the hardest to pull off, right? Actually getting good action scenes in there, and for it to be engaging and basically not look cheap, right? And definitely it did not look cheap. I feel like, now, granted, I feel like the direction of the fighting in this episode was not particularly exciting. I mean, the sort of moves that they chose to make, the sort of frames that they chose to show, that kind of stuff, it wasn't particularly all that epic and whatnot. But from the things that we could see, the various scenes where they were displaying the hand-to-hand combat, they were showing like the shots and whatnot, I feel like those were all pretty damn well animated. In fact, a lot higher quality than I was expecting for a series such as this one. So it's definitely got that going for it. The sort of setting of it, half magic, half sci-fi, I do like. Once again, I don't think this is anything particularly groundbreaking, but I do like the concept of having, a melee weapon and a ranged weapon combined into one and then being activated by magic rather than by technology, right? So the weapon itself is made using like sci-fi, high-tech, that kind of thing, but then to activate it, you actually have to pour magic into it. And the same goes for the monsters as well, the huge, right? They are also sort of like a construct of a meld of technology, robotic parts and whatnot, but then they are operating more from a magical standpoint, right? It's definitely not being powered by conventional means, it's not moving by conventional means and whatnot. So I do like the sort of mix that it has. It's not, of course, I do believe that there's other series that utilize this same sort of concept, but I definitely don't think it's very widespread. So it's always welcome to see some works that have this sort of more unique fighting style and unique weaponry, right? So it's definitely got that going for it as well. So foregoing, the magical girl transformation, I'm looking at this really from a perspective of sort of like a magical girl series, right? Because it definitely gives off that kind of vibe. Or I guess if you want to go to technology route, maybe something like Strike Witches or any of those franchises. What are some other franchises that I guess Kantai Collection would be one of them, even though that's not specifically an anime. Any of those that have weaponry or girls utilizing weapons, right? And a mass of girls basically. So it sort of like melds these two kinds of franchises together into one, and that's the vibe I'm getting from it. But so far, I do feel like, the characters themselves notwithstanding, I do like the overall concept that the world has and the overall thing that they're going for. Now, of course, later on, I do hope that they can manage to squeeze out a good story behind it because, cliche is one thing, but like I said, you gotta be able to repackage it into an entertaining package so that we can enjoy it. And that includes, the story, the pacing of it, and of course the characters, the character development, and some kick-ass action scenes as well. So I do feel like it has the potential there, and we should just, I'm very willing to give it more of a chance because, like I said, I had no expectations going to this, and actually coming out of it, I feel like this is actually going to turn out to be pretty decent. Right. And of course, there's also all the other factors as well. It definitely has the Yuri tones going for it. Especially between, even in this episode, we can definitely see some of that. And, that what's it called again? That Schwartz angle, or whatever that is, that they never actually bothered to explain, which I presume they'll explain in the next episode or something. That really gives off a vibe as, like, your official partner or something like that, which I guess is also some kind of Yuri bait as well, like the two girls getting together, getting married, joining together, something of that sort, right? I'm neutral towards this kind of thing. Like, I don't particularly enjoy it, but I don't hate it either. It's, if the characters themselves can develop interesting relationships with each other, I think that is the most important thing to me, rather than any sort of, oh, you are my official companion or something like that. Like, I just like for it to be natural, right? And if it eventually turns out into that sort of thing, then I would say that would be great. I don't want it to be like a Yuri bait just for the sake of it being a Yuri bait, if you guys get what I mean. Beyond that as well, I feel like the humor, it's definitely self-aware, I feel. Like, for instance, from the very beginning, the main character, Riri herself, making the joke between Riri and Lily, you can definitely feel that the production staff, the ones behind the characters, the ones designing the entire franchise, they definitely know of this. It's sort of like an inside joke from them. They purposefully named it this way. Same with the monsters as well, naming them huge, and then, literally having a sentence saying, that's a huge nest. I kind of feel like they are doing this on purpose, and that is a troll move. Now, granted, that is in Japanese, right? So it doesn't work exactly that well, but at the same time, I definitely feel like they are self-aware, and this is sort of like sort of like a joke that they make, a trolly meme joke that they make, and so you can already see that they have a sense of humor as well. And there were a few funny things that happened in this episode. The cliche stuff notwithstanding, like when when Kaede, instantly switched her infatuation from Yu to Riri. Like, I thought that was pretty funny, and them having the conversation like, oh, please forgive me, Yu-sama, and then Yu is actually like, oh, don't mind me, carry on. That kind of back and forth when she could have literally said nothing. I feel like that just adds a little bit more flair, that adds a little bit more character to them, it adds a little bit more attitude to them, that I feel definitely enhances the series. So it seems to have a sense of humor as well, so hopefully that can also be developed later on while we get out of this introductory episode. I'm just viewing this as a sort of introductory episode. They're really just setting the stage, allowing us to see, get a taste of what the series is about, and also maybe get done with the introductions right here in this first episode so they don't have to do it later on. If that's the case, and they will focus more on the story and whatnot continuing forwards, then that would be great, right? And I guess just to talk a little bit about, like, potentially what's going to happen. So, I guess the part with Yu, I was kind of wrong. Well, maybe. She's definitely went through some trauma, right? We've been through this before, the long black-haired girl with, or dark-haired girl, I guess you could say, with this traumatic past or whatnot. She's been through some shit, even though she was once this happy, cheerful girl, suddenly turning into this gloomy, pessimistic girl or something like that. I thought that it was a case where her partner had died. Apparently, the series is not going as dark as that. but definitely some sort of trauma, right? Like maybe she failed to save some kids, maybe she failed to save somebody, or maybe she later on learned the truth about the Huge or whatnot, and there's a big cover-up for everything. Like, who knows? Especially, once again, because of the sort of similarities to Madoka Magica, and also the fact that it's being animated by Shaft. I'm sure that some people are going to be like, oh, is there going to be a big twist in the middle of it and whatnot? I wouldn't hold my hopes up high for that. I don't think this is that kind of series, but we shall see, right? For me, like I said, I just wanted to have a coherent story, to have good character development, and to have some kick-ass battle scenes, and that would be enough for me. So there we go. That's it for the first episode of assaultlily Bouquet. So definitely, it interests me enough that I would definitely want to watch at least a few more episodes, and I'm looking forward to watching a few more episodes, so we'll see about that. And hopefully it's not going to disappoint, and we'll continue to roll on forward. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully I will see you guys next week as well. And on time as well. So probably not next week. The next episode I think drops in a few days. I kind of, I was kind of busy, so I wasn't able to watch the debut of the first episode. But next episode will be on time. So hopefully you guys will be here as well. And that's it for today. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.